data center AI chips starting in 2026, and they also just announced their first major customer. That would be Saudi-backed AI startup Humane, targeting roughly 200 megawatts of capacity starting in 2026. So they're not essentially going after AI training. That's the market that made NVIDIA worth over $4 trillion. Qualcomm is targeting inference. That's running AI models, not necessarily building them. So every time you use ChatGPT or generate an AI image, that's inference. So training builds the models, inference uses them billions of times a day. Qualcomm thinks the market is going to be enormous. Nearly $6 trillion, almost $7 trillion in data center spending is expected through 2030, according to McKinsey. And so just capturing about 5 to 10%, maybe just even 5% of that market would transform Qualcomm's business. Their products are complete server systems based on their Hexagon NPU, so that'd be neural processing unit chips, already used in billions of smartphones around the world. One key advantage, and this is where it gets a little technical, it's 768 gigabytes of memory per card. They're saying that's more than what NVIDIA and AMD offer in this particular rack type setting. That matters, though, for running larger AI models. And so this is where Qualcomm hopes to compete. They'll sell these complete systems that you're seeing on your screen right now or also individual components. Qualcomm says even NVIDIA or AMD could become customers for some of their parts. But the timing really matters because, for example, OpenAI recently announced it's buying chips from AMD, showing big AI companies want alternatives to NVIDIA, especially within the inference market. But Qualcomm only named one customer so far. There's no pricing details. They're launching in 2026, which is years behind NVIDIA's dominance. But there's no taking away from the fact that this is a big new market for Qualcomm, guys.
According to McKinsey, data center spending could reach nearly $7 trillion by 2030. Qualcomm doesn't need to dominate that space. Capturing even 5% of it would transform the company overnight. Their upcoming products are complete AI server systems, powered by the company's Hexagon NPU. That's a neural processing unit that already exists in billions of smartphones worldwide. But what makes these chips special? Here's where it gets interesting. Each AI card has a staggering 768 gigabytes of memory, more than what NVIDIA and AMD currently offer in comparable setups. That kind of memory capacity could be a game changer for running large, complex models faster and more efficiently. Qualcomm's vision is to sell entire rack systems or individual components, even suggesting that NVIDIA and AMD themselves could become customers one day. Timing, however, is critical. Qualcomm systems are expected to launch in 2026, which means they're entering the market several years behind NVIDIA's AI juggernaut. And while AMD has already secured deals with OpenAI to supply chips for AI inference, Qualcomm is still naming just one customer so far. No pricing details yet. No performance benchmarks. Just a promise, and a bold one at that. But Qualcomm's big bet lies in efficiency. Unlike traditional GPUs that consume massive amounts of energy, these NPUs are designed to do more with less. Qualcomm claims their total cost of ownership will be significantly cheaper, thanks to better power management and a focus on sustainable computing. If true, that could attract big names in cloud computing who are desperate to reduce their power bills. Still, the competition is brutal. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang has repeatedly acknowledged Google's advancements in inference with its TPU, tensor processing units, which have already given Alphabet a serious advantage. Google has been perfecting its TPUs for years, and they're deeply integrated into the infrastructure of massive AI systems like Gemini and DeepMind. Qualcomm, in contrast, is just stepping into the ring. But don't count them out yet. Qualcomm's strength lies in its efficiency engineering. Decades of experience designing chips that power your smartphone, smartwatch, and connected car. That expertise could translate into high-performance, low-power AI inference systems that appeal to hyperscalers and startups alike. The key question now is, can Qualcomm convince the world that its mobile DNA can scale up to the data center level? Because if it can, NVIDIA might finally have a real challenger in the AI arms race.